Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, this podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
My guest with me,
This is nonsense.
Alex. How's it going?
You will not assume control of my podcast.
Dude, I'm about to usurp this podcast.
You've taken.
I'm about to slurp
This
you.
is a
dude.
coup.
It's a coup.
It's a coup.
What the hell you gonna do? Everybody knows that you can't look at me when I poo, but you can look at me when I pee. Yeah, everybody can see that I'm a G. I got a little pee, but I make it up for it with charisma. Yo, check this out. I got some plasma. I'm about to jizz. I'm new to the biz. Real talk.
I got
What's
drops for you. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. It's Bobby Sheehan, Matt Maren.
Maran, it's not here yet. He's fucking late.
Oh, here he comes. He's walking in. Matt, how's it going?
How's it going, everybody?
I can't read time clocks.
Sorry, I didn't Google Map it earlier in the day like anybody else would have.
Or days before when we booked the thing. It's no
You know
big
what?
deal.
But that's part of his charm, dude. That's part of why people love him. That's why I'm going to go ahead and say it's why people respect him. You know? Because as much as he makes fun of our friends of color, he is loud. He is always late. And he is, I believe,
He likes
on
fat
Medicaid.
asses.
These blacks.
Shout out to Matt Maran, one of the blacks.
Yeah, I used to do podcasts with him, dude. He's a good man.
An honorary black.
An honorary black. I guess I can't.
Right, we can't really.
I can't. Yeah, that'd be a very funny thing for a white person to do is give out N-word passes.
We're like, guys, we thought about it. Matt Maron's black.
He's
we
black,
thought about
dude.
it, guys. You got him. And like Miles Toes and Lawrence Reese are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
Real talk.
oh, either one.
I don't have the buttons
they,
memorized.
They've been on the pod. They love that button, dude. Once I showed it to them, they were like, they really were like, can we press it? I was like, yeah. They just
Hell yeah.
have a
Dude.
whole montage.
They
of
looked
that.
at that button like a fat white woman 3 drinks in.
Dude, one time, I was hanging out. I was at a fair with a bunch of my black friends, and they were staring off into
I believe it's a murder of blacks.
a murder of
If it's 2 or more.
a murder of blacks.
Oh, that's inappropriate. I think it's
Yeah.
gang. It might be a gang. I don't know. I didn't do my research before I got
Oh
on here.
man, it's the Wire. It's the Wire.
Okay.
You ever seen the Wire? It's what's hanging out with your black friends is like.
Real talk.
There you go. I was hanging out at the fair with my black friends, and they were looking off into the distance, and I was like, "What are you guys looking at?" And they were like you wouldn't get it, and I was like. So then I just looked for the fattest,
Right.
massive ass I could see, and I was like, "Is it that one?" And they were like, "Okay, yeah, you get it."
You
and I
were
was
looking
like,
for a white woman that if she was seen in ancient times, people would have built a sculpture to her.
yeah,
As a fertility goddess.
yeah." Or she would have been like the top prostitute, and she just stood in front of, like she would come in with a robe and then derobe, and all these old Englishmen would be like,
And you suck from her titties, dude.
Yeah, well, there was a woman like that. I forgot her name. And she
Michelle
wasn't
Obama?
even what.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle. Oh, woman. I'm talking about women
Oh,
here.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, trans women are women, in other people's opinion.
True. Sure. Dude, that's the funniest. It's one of the funniest conspiracies that she's a trans woman.
It's wild.
And honestly,
what's like, who benefits from it?
nobody. But honestly, the amount of evidence they find is staggeringly funny.
Yeah.
Like they're like, look at this, and you're like, smoke. There's fire. Like
Yeah.
I don't actually believe it. I'm just like, yo, they really get her at bad angles and stuff like this.
Can I put this?
Yeah, you can do whatever, man.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Well, she's a masculine woman.
She is.
and I mean, she's very beautiful, but she's a beautiful masculine woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make me a little gay for saying it? Probably.
Maybe. I'm not yet. I don't. She's not attractive. I could understand why someone finds her attractive. For me, I'm thinking nah.
Yeah, I would prefer Jackie O, especially because she's all damaged. You know what I mean?
Dude, I hate to admit it because everyone. I mean, I don't even hate to admit it. It's just the way my brain works. It's like the Trump one. She was the hottest.
Oh, come on. Yeah, if anyone's like, that's not the hottest
yeah,
first
it's
lady,
just she
come
was
on.
objectively. Sorry, Jackie O, but
And people are like, oh, she's plastic. I'm like, yeah, that's what makes. Yes. She fucking had doctors work on her.
yeah, she also just like looks the youngest. Sorry, like
She does.
Dude, FDR's wife. What a dog, dude.
Well, and she was a lesbian.
True.
Yeah.
But dude, she looked crazy when she smiled. Like she looked like
Medicated?
She looked like the Crypt Creeper, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she looked crazy.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, Eleanor.
You know, Mary Todd, I say this so often that I might have
you
said
know
it.
presidents. That's
I
right.
know presidents, I know first ladies. Mary Todd, crazy, must have had that good pussy.
Okay.
And people are on record as calling her voluptuous, which is the 19th century way of saying fat but also BBW. Like, I think buxom, I believe, is probably something that would. She had big titties.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what there was a woman. I could actually Google it, but it was a like we were just talking about. There, I based that stupid joke off that. There was a voluptuous black woman who would go in as a show. She would just stand in front of people and they'd look at her because she was fat for her, she had like big tits and a fat ass. But I think by today's standards, she's relatively average, if not, maybe she's still attractive and everything, but it's just like back then it was a big deal, and then when you look at it now, you're like, oh, it's
well. Even like I like the show Cheers. I think it's a good like 80s sitcom.
Solid,
and so if
Real Perlman.
Rhea Perlman's beautiful. Although I think that of the women on the show, she gives the best blowjob.
Oh yeah, definitely. Diane, no way, dude. Diane is the
Condom blowjob.
Yeah,
if I've ever seen
Dan's
that
like,
vibe before.
oh, I just can't. I just can't. Then you pee out of that. like what the fuck?
Although Christy Alley.
Christy Alley. Yeah, it's prime Christy Alley too.
And the best hang, I want to say, real life, not the character, like real life actress. She
Christy
went
Alley.
real alt-right at the end, but that's fine. 'Cause she
Fine with me, man.
She could suck the jizz out of my penis regardless. You know what I mean? I didn't even go for a metaphor with that one.
Christy Alley. Only Christy Alley I knew was like the big one. So
yeah, but well, you know what? She yo-yoed a lot, and
lot.
that makes for a crazy person, I think.
Yeah.
If you know anybody in your, I mean, good for them. But if someone's like yo-yoing, crazy in the body, crazy in the mind, I say.
Yes, guys. By the way, welcome to Yes Offense.
Welcome.
My name is Alex Tomaselli, and I'm your host as always. There's never an episode without me.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
today,
My name is BOBBYBEANS. Got rusty hair like I should get a tetanus
Bobby
shot.
Sheehan.
Don't blow up my spot. Is he gonna spit rapper spray? I hope not. By the way, I'm gonna can I do my plugs now because I'm leaving
Sure,
early?
go ahead.
So at Bobby Sheehan LOL on Instagram, on X, but I'm pretty shitty on X to be honest with you. You could also go to my new website. That's right. I'm making big moves in this business. BobbySheehanLOL.com. You could send all the hate mail there. And all my shows are going to be on Instagram. I also have my own podcast, which Alex was on.
It's great.
We had a very good episode, getting a lot of feedback from
Really?
that one. It was one of our saucier episodes, I want to say. Yeah.
okay, hell yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a good time.
And so, those are my plugs, man. Thanks for
Hell yeah.
having me, by the way.
Of course,
I
man.
love this pod. The first time I did it, it was like, first of all, I got to push all the buttons.
Yes,
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
it just makes it a fact.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. No doubt. Thanks for coming. I do wish our other guest was here, so I didn't have to alternate between you two, but that's fine.
We're kind of like, we're both spit roasting you, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting Eiffel Towered by Matt and I. Yeah. See? Yeah, his throat's
It's already
closing
happening,
up
dude.
already, yeah.
I got some sort of sickness.
You know, between me and Matt, though, if
Not
you're getting
really.
like Eiffel Towered by the both of us, I think you would want me to be in the asshole.
Yeah, Matt seems aggressive, and at least I could control it with my mouth, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he can't get because I got teeth. I could like give him a warning shot. You know what I mean? Like he starts getting
Yeah.
weird. I can like just do one of
Just
one
a
of
little-
these. One of those. Just give it a little.
Like when a dog is playing, he like play bites. You would like do a dog play bite on his penis, let you know, like don't face fuck me too hard.
'Cause you'd be kind.
Have
Yeah.
you ever done anal sex before?
You know, man, no, I have not, and I'm not opposed. One time, me and a girl, we were having a very things were getting wild, and she was like, you should do it, and I tried, but we didn't have lube or anything, and it didn't work. So we just stopped and went back to the normal stuff. But I was ready, but it was like a sexual fever dream. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, I want to do this. It just was in the moment, and I was like, yes. And then when I couldn't do it, I was like, all right, let's just go back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
I just want to fuck.
You just.
But I would, and it would. I don't know. It'd have to be not like the right right circumstance. It would have to be the right circumstances. It's not a thing I care if I do or don't.
I dream of entering the brown eye.
Oh,
I had a similar circumstance to you, except we had lube. Actually, she used Vaseline. She was a pro. I mean, she wasn't a sex worker, but
no, I know. But is Vaseline even? Does that work?
She was like, put Vaseline all over your penis, but I was wearing a condom.
Boo.
We argued about this when we were. I'm a careful boy. I do not want any pimples on my penis, nor a little person that looks like me.
True.
So I'm wearing a condom, and the thing about when I put on a condom is I always go from 100 to 80. You know what I mean? 100% to 80%.
Yep, I agree.
But then you're back into the pussy, no problem. Back to 100.
It depends. All right, continue. I'll follow up with a little tale of mine. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, speaking of tail, I tried to put it in her ass and I couldn't because I wasn't all the way hard because I had the condom on. But you need to be all the way hard to force entry. Now, when I say force,
Right. Break the seal.
break the seal is a better way to say it. Yeah.
Because it is tighter, allegedly.
So yeah, after a while, I was like, I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
But now, that was like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Now, as an older man.
Yeah.
Now that I'm appropriately separated my emotions from sex and just view it as a new level of masturbation.
Super healthy.
Yeah. Now I'd be able to fuck that stupid bitch, no problem.
These blank. Damn. Sluts.
Hell yeah. Breaking this. That's what was my issue, dude. I couldn't break the seal. It wasn't when I wasn't hard. It's just it wasn't wet. Like I couldn't. There wasn't enough lube. I was just like, this isn't going to work. And I did not want to hurt her, and I definitely didn't want to get hurt. Like, I didn't want anything getting stuck or any of that.
Yeah, you ever have that, even if you're doing it like the good Christian way, sex is like...
you can hurt each other.
Yeah, I almost broke my penis one time.
I was about to say, you can go at a bad angle,
Dude.
or it can slip out. That can fuck you. And then you could slip out and go forward, and it can, it's a whole... We've all been there, dude.
That feeling is worse than, like, you know, when you step off a curb, like maybe you're...
your ankle goes...
Yeah, and dude, I did that. I, like, was very proud of myself that I almost, like, saved that from happening. Like, because I felt it for a second, and then I immediately threw all my weight on the other side and literally fell in the other direction,
But you saved your ankle from cracking open.
Oh, my God.
Or your penis, you mean? Is this your penis?
Okay. I walk with my penis, dude.
Dude, recently, this week? Ooh. Is it no, it was last week. Sorry, it was last week.
Apologies,
I had sex with a condom, dude.
Okay.
And usually I do go from 100 to 80, but if it's a girl who I like or I'm having fun with, I've realized it doesn't matter. And that occurred to me the other day.
Nice.
So
that's beautiful.
good
That's breakthrough, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. She's being kind of weird right now, but it's fine.
I'll talk to her. Put her on the phone. I'll talk to her.
My friend, he's worried about you. Yeah, that was in a that used to be a thing with like your friends. If your friend was fighting, your friends would check up on. That was in a show I saw. It's not even a thing. It was in a fucking. It doesn't matter. I'm rambling. Anyway, I had sex with a condom. Not a fan, but when you got to do it, you got to do it. If that's it, what you're not going to do it.
See, the way I view condomless sex is you have condomless sex with a girlfriend. And that, no, for real girlfriend.
Yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know she's not fucking anybody else as much as you could know. And you know you're not fucking anybody else. And so that's one of the bonuses. Like, you don't have to wear a condom. And then you remember the condomless sex every time you got to, like, you know, go to her parents' house or meet her friends.
Oh,
I
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I see what you do there. I'm down for whatever as long as the girl's cool. We've talked about saying her podcast. As long as the girl's cool.
As long as she's
hopefully
cool.
she doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Because they can do that, but why would they?
Why would they? Why would those beautiful angels lie? I feel I will say, as much as I like to bash our female friends, I do think men probably lie about that stuff more.
Oh
than
yeah,
women do.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who wants to use condoms?
Yeah. The stealthing thing, there's a
wild.
few people in our, dare I say, community
Oh, they've done that?
who, I mean, it's this weird thing where I bet the guys that do it don't think it's a crime, but it actually is.
I know.
Yeah.
I've Googled it. I don't think
Stealthing, for those that don't know, is like when you're supposed to be using condom, but you take it off halfway through.
or you just don't put it on.
You're like, oh, I have. But to me, like, doesn't it feel different for the woman?
Dude, the first time I broke, I broke a condom.
That's so
when I was younger.
stressful.
Yeah, it sucked.
God
but
damn.
I didn't. We were fucking, and then I was like, oh wow, this feels so good. And I was like, wow, sex just got really good. And then when I pulled my dick out, I was like, oh no, it's gone. But it's almost an instant difference once you get used to it. You're like, wait a minute, and then it's like, let's pull it.
Well, I've noticed if how do I say this? If I changed positions, there's a good chance all the times that the condom either broke or like fell off was because we were doing something else and then we switched to doggy style.
Doggy style is an issue. That happened, dude, the other night. That same thing. It wasn't even like she didn't do anything wrong. It was just like this fucking condom. Like doggy style, regular.
Oh, and ultra thin, by the way, sounds great. Don't do it. Don't do the ultra thin condoms. They're actually less safe. I mean, I'm not like a doctor or a scientist, but like I've had some bad experiences with the ultra thins.
Well, I don't recall what I have in there, but whatever, man.
I'm brand loyal. I got whatever the blue Trojans are.
The Trojans. I'm a Trojan guy myself. I used to do fire and ice.
Ribbed for her pleasure. Extra 3 inches for her pleasure.
See, I don't like the ribbed. I don't know what that. Yeah, I just stick to regular. Also, the funniest thing is I'm sure you do this. Do you do the like, all right, I hope I put this on the right way. Nope. And then have to flip it over every time.
Yeah.
Almost every time. Actually, I'm so used to it now, it doesn't affect my performance. Because, it used to fuck me up. Like, I'd be like, all right, it's on the right. God damn it. I have to pull it off. And then all the sensitivity's fucked up. This is a penis-heavy episode,
Penis-heavy epised. Well,
if you wanted to know how annoying it is to use condoms, this is 101 on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure whoever is listening, that's a woman, has already pulled over that so she could finger herself.
That's true.
To us talking about our sexual
I'm
conflicts.
sure, dude. They love it.
Yeah. Ladies, if you're not loving this, you should be.
Right?
Yeah, I actually do the thing with because I've had that happen so often, and I'm so paranoid that like if you put the condom on the wrong way and then like switch it, it's like well, you already got some pre-cum on the other end. You know what I mean? That's how much I think about this shit.
Dude.
I cannot overstate how much I don't want a baby.
Same, dude. I just I've talked about this in your podcast and my podcast a bunch, but it's like I don't like it sounds so mean, but like if the girl I'm having sex with was to decide to have a baby with me, they would be retarded. Like just financially
ill-advised.
Financially, mentally, like I don't like I don't care, like I'm not like, oh, abortion for everything, but it's like if you have sex with me and then think I'm a good father, it's like I don't think you should have kids. Like you don't think right. You know what I mean? Like, but based on any conversation we had and have hung out, if after something went down and your option is like, actually, I think I would have this kid with him, and it's like, why? Why would you do that? Do you see what I do and how I live? Why would you? Why? Just let's not do that. I'm pretty adamant about it.
Yeah,
So.
no, dude, I get it. You know, I would now I would be a terrible father. I think once I
10
have
years, maybe
10, and you know what, that is the ultimate male privilege.
Hell yeah, it is,
is
dude.
the ability to wait.
Yo, you know what's another? I've been meaning to like make a bit
standing
about
up.
this, but the biggest male privilege I've had recently is I'll just like see a dark alleyway and I'll be like, I'll go down that shit. What's gonna happen? Like, not in New York City. New York City, I kind of avoid alleyways, but like I was in Providence, Rhode Island, and Italy recently. Westerly, Rhode Island. I just went down this alleyway to like a canal. When I went down it, I was like, there's no way chicks come down here just to smoke weed. Like, they wouldn't do this. It's terrifying. And then in Italy, I walked away from like where I was staying.
I have to see if that's my hooker.
Ooh.
Oh, Matt Maran is out front.
Oh, let's hold on. We'll pause him. I'll tell this story and I'll go get him.
Well, I could keep the guests entertained if you want to pick them up too.
I will too, but I'll finish this thought before we head out. Sorry. I was in Italy and I'm walking out. I left my family. I walked for like 20 minutes and then I had to come back and I didn't know how to get back. So I Google mapped it. It brought me down, dude. The sketchiest. There's no light. It was a path through a neighborhood to another street, if that makes sense. It was like in between neighborhoods, but the neighborhood, it's like yards and shit, but there was like this walkway, but it's the middle of the night, so there's no light. I'm literally, I probably walked through this thing for like 45 seconds, pure darkness. I had my flashlight, but the whole time I'm walking, I'm like, this is terrifying, and I don't know why this path exists, but if I was a woman, I would never do this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like I could understand why they'd be scared, but even when I was doing it as a man, I was terrified. But I was like, this is how awesome it is to be a dude, because we just accept this shit and go through it.
Dudes rock.
Nothing happened. Yes, dudes rock. On the dudes not rock note, let me go let this mold in.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in to the SFN's podcast with guest host.
Don't anything he says.
You know, I'm now taking over. Matt's calling me now. Well, Matt, you're just going to have to wait. Well, folks, I spit in every direction so these rappers don't know where to go. Got so many girls and boots, just call me Peter Russo. Battle lost his own, no. Caught on him like Bozo, give me Midland and Tampa, because right now I'm on that heavy flow. Wanna party, let me know. Roll up in a tuxedo, creating a conglomerate whose only rivals PepsiCo. Really, though, I'm bragging, I could use a bit of humbling, but I'm running a marathon, the rest of y'all are stumbling. Come again, shit, I wanna does that bit a repeat. Some pretend like they could rhyme, but sound like Sesame Street. I am not a nice guy, in fact, I am on a mean streak, about to come correct, I'm masturbating with a cheat sheet. Just as you suspect, I'm still waiting for arrival. New antagonistic rappers must be suicidal. I'm looking for beef like Walter Mondo 30 years ago, but Molly ain't from Ross's drink, and he can't even flow. But he can't even flow. Well, I can, you know, because I'm the man, Stan. Yeah, so here we go. Whack rappers leave when I enter the vicinity, making crowds come early like they're losing their virginity. Got some Hennessy in me, gin and tonic 2 and G, marijuana from a farmer, acid, coke, and ecstasy. Welcome to Locker Room Talk. Bobby Sheehan, Matt Maran.
Okay, that's what an entrance.
If the garbage was open, that would have been it.
That would have been it, dude.
Well, this
What
is a
an
very
entrance.
special episode of Offense podcast because you have two people of color. A guy that raps and a guy that's always late.
Oh, I thought you meant. I forgot the blackface. I usually wear. I usually just wear it to podcasts.
Yeah.
So I assume people just see me as a person of color.
You weren't even here for how we talked about you earlier, and it couldn't have fit more with what you just said. Like, you'll see later. You'll get it. It's pretty.
You'll see.
Yes.
You'll see.
Guys,
Yes.
We were struggling, dude. We were talking about dick stuff without you.
yeah.
Without me.
Without you.
Now that I'm here, we're gonna talk about pussy stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That's right. Hold on.
Damn! Slut!
Yes.
Hell
Guys, Matt Maran, he's here. You're welcome to the pod, man.
Thanks
We
for
already
having
did
me.
the intro. Of course,
Sorry,
dude.
I am late.
No, it's fine, man. No worries. We're what time is it? We got a whole 45 minutes with this.
Can you imagine,
bullshit.
dude? It's exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
But
is
yeah,
exciting.
life is good, man. I really can't complain. You know,
Well, you could, but who would listen?
who would listen, dude? Who would listen?
Did that earlier.
I've been
did down the stairs.
I've heard him do it so many times.
Yeah.
But, you know, me and Bobby, we're just a couple of New York City comedians.
Doing what New York City comedians do.
I'm furious.
Yeah,
Furious right now.
that's the right response, dude.
That hurt my ass.
I remember one time we did that. I think we were at Gas Digital. For
Oh,
some
that was
reason.
when we filled in for the Loud Boys?
No, not. I know
Oh,
what you're
different
thinking. Not the
time?
one with Chris from Brooklyn. No, we were. Fuck, I forget where we were, and I forget who had this reaction, but we did it, and he was like, "I'm high. Why did you guys say the same thing at the same time?"
I don't remember who
He was
that
freaking out, dude.
Yeah, it is fun to do that because some people get so mad.
Yeah.
When people just walk away and be like, I have to pretend like I don't know you guys.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes.
Dude, so Matt, we were
Yes.
talking about our penises
Right.
and condoms and stuff, and I've just
Hard-hitting
realized, because we've interacted
Yes.
a few times, but this is, I
we
think...
haven't measured each other's penises before.
No, we have not.
No.
But I feel like I have...
Couldn't get a ruler big enough.
Yes. Small enough
There you go.
for you, Bobby. Got him.
Yes. Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
The idea that, sorry, I don't have a ruler that's small enough. How would that even worse?
It's so your penis is so small that the ruler, if we put it up, it doesn't
It doesn't have enough notches.
Can't see it next to the
Yeah.
ruler.
Yeah.
It's too hard to see. Not hard.
Yes. Anyway, yes.
Anyway.
We've interacted. We haven't
Yes.
hung out.
No.
Yeah.
But
Nothing serious.
I've gotten the gist of your personality.
You've got
here
your
and there.
jizz.
And based off that, sexually I can't figure out what you are.
Okay.
But I'm
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
whatever, dude. Whatever. No, just because we were talking about it earlier, I was like, Matt, am I wrong? Matt, are you the type of guy that you ask a girl like if she comes and you don't care either way?
I mean, I prefer a girl
Okay.
to come. Yeah.
Because you strike me as the guy who's like, did you come? She's like, maybe. And you're like, just like,
doesn't matter. Had sex. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I got the broy thing to me for sure. The frat bro doesn't give a shit, whatever. I can see that. But no, I'm also I had multiple close friends die at a young age, so I go out of my way to give and be empathetic to people, and I care way too much about whether or not I'm actually giving to people. So I probably
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
So,
give.
so I might have been that way if I didn't have like terrible, horrible things happen in my life personally.
Jesus, dude.
That's a nice way to come into the podcast,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a happier answer to that. So much happier than my friends are dead, so I actually try to have sex good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did your friends die? I had a few friends die of
Yeah.
like, did they die of like drug overdoses
It
and
was
stuff?
drug overdoses, suicides. I was a pro wrestler. So
Oh, okay. That makes
Do you
sense.
ever wonder, like, oh, I'm the common denominator?
Yes. I have thought that. Yes, thanks for bringing it up.
Jesus Christ.
But no, it was overdoses. Overdoses and suicides pretty much exclusive. Yeah, that's what it was.
At least they had careers. I've had friends do that, and they were just drug addicts. Like, it had nothing to do with.
I mean, the low-level independent
That is
professional
true.
wrestling circuit, I wouldn't necessarily call a career.
At least they were having. It seems more. No, they weren't having maybe as much fun. It seems like you guys hurt yourselves a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it can be fun. There are fun moments. It's similar to coming up in comedy. That there's, you have fun shows. There's not really an open mic equivalent of pro wrestling. There's like. Every show is a show, but it's like almost like road gigs. You'll
I've
just have
seen them,
you'll
yeah,
have
yeah.
bad road gigs. There's not really a New York City of it where like you can be working out your stuff
Right,
and
right,
The
right.
Rock drops in to work on his people's elbow. That doesn't really happen.
Have you ever been to like one of the ones they do at man? It's the ones where they like cut their faces open and stuff.
Oh, the deathmatch stuff.
Yes.
A couple times. That was never
That's not
really
for
my
you?
thing.
I love that shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I loved like hardcore wrestling, but I always thought it was when done well, it was still like with the personalities and the characters. And then I think people grew up watching the hardcore stuff and didn't take any of the like technical parts of it,
okay.
and just started cutting each other's faces and not really having a story or a character. And then to me, it's almost like the edgelord comic who just says the N-word, but there's or slurs, and there's no joke to it.
I got it.
I was on a couple of shows with that stuff. But I was the bad guy, and I was running because I was an amateur wrestler. So I would come in with like this cocky, arrogant attitude that what you guys are doing is garbage wrestling, and I'm here to show you all classical wrestling.
I've seen those dudes.
So I
It's
would
funny.
put dudes in headlocks, and the crowd would boo.
Yep.
They would come and take a steel chair, and I would leave the ring because I refused to participate in this garbage. And I would lecture the crowd on how we don't get health insurance, and you're cheering for this barbarism, and you people are terrible people, and I never want to be seen with you. So I'll walk out and get disqualified.
Bobby's
Yep.
faces this whole time. He's like,
It sounds like a lot of work, Matt.
Yeah,
But you know what? I bet at the end of the day, you're like, this pays off.
hard work pays off.
Hard work. I always felt that hard work pays off, unless you're most people.
Yeah.
are there sluts in the wrestling thing?
You mean the ring rats?
There's there we go, dude.
Time for some R&R,
Chuckle
Matt.
fuckers, ring rats.
That's what
All right,
Matt would
cool.
say. He would go,
Yeah.
"It's time for some R&R," and she'd be
Yes.
like, "I work at the grocery store across the street."
I will say, a lot more ring rats than chuckle fuckers in my experience.
Yeah, man. And they might. Are they hotter?
Better quality.
Probably, yeah. Because
well, not always. I mean, there's some bad ones. I'm not saying not all ring rats are hot, but better quality. In fucking wrestling, you're shirtless, you're in shape, you're in spandex, you're
I see.
All right. It's
an athletic feat, at least.
Yeah, it's all the positive things of comedy in addition to you being attractive. Yeah.
They're not all attractive, though, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, or at least some of the, especially this on the indie circuit, you get some guys who are like really skinny or really fat sometimes, or the guys who are like the bulky muscle. But those guys there are some girls that's their type.
Of course.
Yeah.
I like a girl with a short skirt
Damn, sluts.
and a long jacket.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Long penis,
And a
dude.
long
I like
penis.
That nowadays you could just sing that and everyone would be like, "That's a
beautiful.
woman."
Yes.
So I've been thinking about this recently. Yeah. I feel really bad for women on dating apps that are like 5'10",
Yeah.
maybe or taller.
That end up dating guys like you.
First of all, I feel bad for any girl that would happen to.
Right.
But I know she's either a bit of a BBW or has self-harm scars. Those are my types.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like a woman that's 5'10" or taller with a face that even could be considered masculine, because it's like, I almost think they should get out in front of it and be like, I'm a cis woman.
Yeah.
Because that when I see them, I'm like, overabundance of caution, swipe left.
Yeah.
When I otherwise wouldn't swipe left.
Although I feel like I've never experienced. I've seen girls on dating apps that will say they're trans in their bio.
I've seen those.
I
yeah.
haven't experienced like going out with the girl and then finding out they're trans
No.
as a surprise. I think they know they should
Yeah.
open with it.
Sometimes they want you to get a little bit invested in the messaging.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I've never like been in person where
Yeah.
she's like, oh, and by the way, it's always like before we meet in person.
Yeah.
But still, I don't even want to waste a swipe, to be honest with you.
Although
You know what I
technically I
mean?
may not know, because I've been on dates with girls where we didn't hook up and they could have been and just not told me.
I feel like I don't know how people back in the day got fooled, but I feel like nowadays you kind of can figure it out.
Well, back then, people, I feel like, would get fooled because they didn't even know that it was a thing.
True. So they're like, this girl rules.
Yeah.
She watches wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, her shoulders are a bit wide, but other than that, I
Yeah.
mean, I
That's
love.
why first date I always challenge them to a race in a swimming pool and see if they can beat me.
There you go. And if they can, still inconclusive.
Yes.
I usually just try to, because they're always women, I usually just try to get a girl on a date to say a slur. I swear to
Yeah.
God. Like something, so I'm like, I gauge where they can, if they're cool or not.
Yeah,
They're not a
there's
slur, but like something like
or
a
make
weird.
some type of joke.
Well,
and
you
see
give
what the
her
reaction
like
is.
like an eye chart, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Can you read line number 3, please?" And she's like, "N I."
It's like if you were to pick one group of people who you believe might be running the media, which group would that be?
Exactly. Yeah, man. Or like a lot of girls I've gone on dates with, I'll tell them stuff, and if they're like, if they're like, that's fucking gay, I'm like, all right, we're cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just feel it out there.
Well,
Those girls be doing that.
yeah,
they still think stuff's gay, even though they pretend they don't.
You know what's interesting is like the less I care about how she might disagree with me on stuff, the more I realize it's actually not a big deal. Like I was on a date with a girl and she was like, I hate cops, and I was like, I don't, and she's like, oh well, yeah, I could respect that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's probably better than fucking just pretending for pussy. You don't
yeah.
want to pretend for pussy.
Definitely not, dude.
Because
Damn, sluts.
oh no, I pushed the wrong button.
It makes you gay?
Because I got news for you.
Well, back to set. Do you care if you make women come? I want to ask you.
Oh
Also.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I hate to be that, like, because now it's become like a thing, but it is. I am like one of those dudes where it's like, that's kind of all I want to
Me
happen.
too. Yeah, so for me, it's an ego thing. Also, it's
yeah,
not
well-
just that my friends died. It is also
I
like
can't
an
let
ego.
Jim's death be in vain. I have to make this fat woman come.
He's watching over me right now. Do it, buddy.
No, it's an ego thing, and also in my experience, if you make a woman come, she will go out of her way to then do things for you.
Yeah,
also.
it makes her happy.
Yeah.
Can we meet my mom now?
I've learned. You know what it is? It's a lot of I love movies.
Yeah.
And for some reason in movies from when I was growing up till relatively recently, actually, it's still going on. There will be a thing where it's like, yeah, he just like couldn't make me come, or like he's bad at sex. And I never I understood that maybe when I didn't know what sex was, where I was like, oh, that must be hard. But now that I'm, a sexually active man or
Last
whatever.
few months,
yeah. It's just been.
It's been a big 2023 for
But
Alex Tomaselli.
It is like if I can't do it, I kind of get frustrated. Where I'm like, what's wrong with me? But
What's wrong with your pussy, bitch?
so that's the thing. I used to.
What's wrong with it?
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
I used to think too that because there have been women where they're like, I just don't come. And I'm like, no, I can do it. And then when I can't, I do get frustrated. But then the reveal
It's like
is,
in a bad room where you're like, I'm going to be the one to turn this around.
Right, yeah. It actually it's happened a few times, I'm not going to lie.
You actually spell the alphabet on her clit, but it's where are you from?
Well, it's because a lot of girls, when they say that, sometimes they're just not with I'm not trying to brag, like a virile guy. Like they're not with a guy.
They're
who,
not
tries.
with a sexual dynamite like you.
A stallion.
A stallion, dude.
I had a girl once tell me she had never come from masturbating even. She had just never had an orgasm before. And I was like, I mean, if you can't figure it out, I'm probably not going to be able to.
That makes sense. And then the other layer that usually comes out is they reveal they're on antidepressants. And that's a whole, you're competing against chemicals.
Which is hard because, the fact that she's crazy is the reason I get to fuck her in the first place.
Right?
Yeah.
But now she has this I can't come pill that she's fucking swallowing.
That just keeps her from stabbing people or whatever. Pulling her hair out. Oh.
Yeah, I feel like my choices are pussy not destroyed from SSRIs but crazy, or taken care of by SSRIs but the pussy is destroyed from them. Those are my options.
SSRIs?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I have no idea what it stands for, but it's like the most common antidepressant.
Oh,
yeah, like Zoloft.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Other ones.
I just got Social Security Rhode Island. That's all I got.
Are you originally from Rhode Island?
No, it's just RI.
I got it.
That is actually capable of knowing abbreviations, even if he's not from there.
I saw the Gary Goldman bit, and that's how I know what RI is.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's.
Hey, are your genitals broken or RI?
Yeah, no, it's. I remember dating a girl where she told me she enjoyed giving head, and I just never believe a girl when she says that, even though I do enjoy going down on girls.
Yes.
So when someone walked in just as I said that,
Yep.
hell yeah.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Yes, but and I remember we both told each other a few months into dating, we both didn't believe the other one when we said that in the beginning. And then it ended up being a relationship where when we broke up, she said, I feel like we only have sexual chemistry and nothing else. And at the time I didn't believe it, but in hindsight I'm like, yeah, I think that was what it was.
And
I
that's
wish
fun.
I wish that you could give Yelp reviews for an ex. Because she was telling me all the things wrong with me, and then would be like, oh, but the sex, I have no notes there. And I'm like, please tell people. I need that out there.
I actually said that to one of the recent lady friends I had when we called it quits. I was like, all right, if we're gonna be cool, because she's in our socials, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, she's not a comedian, is she? Oh, Alex, gross.
sorry. Ugh. It's not that I didn't
You
want
said
it.
you'd
It's
never
just
been
it
with a
happened.
trans woman.
That was pretty good, dude. Oh, that might be the clip. Fucking when we were done, I was like, when it all ended, I was like, all right.
When she gave you the light.
Yeah, she's like, wrap this shit up. We're done. I was like, yo, so we're cool, but if other people ask about it, you have to tell them it was a good time because she said it was. I'm like, you can't be you can't be bitter. If you're calling this off and we're cool, you have to you have to give good reviews.
And she said yes, so then you moved away from the doorway you were blocking.
Yeah. I put my gun back in my drawer.
Is she a
in
good
my safe.
comedian? Because then she'll yes and.
She's a newer comedian.
So
Yeah,
that's no.
Alex, Alex, you really
You could have just said yes if that question.
I should have said it. I guess I should have. She's fine.
You really put her in a tough position because as a woman comedian, she is supposed to be like, I fucked this guy, and he didn't have a bed frame.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't have
It's
a
like-
top sheet, and he couldn't get hard.
I'm sure there's a bit coming out. I fucked this guy, and like he wanted to play Fortnite one morning.
It is
That's what happens.
It's honestly a real big red flag for me. How male or female, I think this is a red flag in general. How you talk as if you're a comedian about your exes on stage.
I don't talk about them on
Not
stage.
you, but
That's
in
the thing.
general, like
I don't talk
there
about
are women who I've seen talk about their exes on stage, and I'm like, even if there was ever going to be anything, I'm not going to.
Yeah,
now.
well,
Yeah, don't
Dude.
talk about Ian Finance that way. That's how I feel.
I know it. Yeah.
There's a fucking new comedian that's like her whole. She's like,
Oh, we know, dude. I know. She's been on the pod. She's a friend.
Oh,
it's
okay.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can
But I see
figure it out.
I see what you're thinking though. Like if you're like, well, if we hook up, and then we break up,
No,
yeah.
I don't want to be in one of her little skits.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yo-
I mean, it depends on what the bit is. I don't mind being
Yeah.
in someone's.
Not
bit.
at all.
It depends on because just I've had relationships where their takeaway from the relationship is not the reality.
Yeah,
Or they just made assumptions about me, and we're already broken up, so I don't feel the need to. Hey, by the way, person I haven't talked to in a few weeks, or we've broken up now. Let
Yeah.
me clarify how I actually felt about that.
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. But if they're going to go on stage and say something where people will know it's about me, then like you got to be at least honest. I mean, you could shit on me
Yeah.
if it's about something real. I shit on myself, so I don't
Right.
care. Yeah.
My thing is like
Self Cleveland steamer.
most of the things they complain about are like, yeah, that was an easy conversation to have, or
Yeah.
maybe you should have broke up with that person sooner, or why do you still care? That's
Yeah.
my only thing. It's like it's your ex, dude. Why are you always bringing up your ex, being like, oh my fucking like I understand if the occasion, if the the conversation calls for it, but
Yeah.
to literally go about your day and be like, I'm gonna bring up my ex at a set.
Yeah.
Like, go fucking fuck them again or move
Yeah,
on.
yeah. And there's like personal things that you, even like with close friends that you'll have, you like open up to people, and then if that like gets out,
Oh, I know, dude. I've been through it. I've
and
had
that
it
gets
literally.
out and is like said in a certain way, and then it's kind of like, do I have to defend myself now? Or
Yeah.
like it's a whole thing,
Dude, I had an ex-girlfriend start doing stand-up after we dated, and she
so
used
sorry, dude.
it's horrible. We've talked about it, and she used everything, like the stuff I was honest with her about. She just
Yeah.
used it against me. So
Yeah.
I know what it's like. But let me tell you this: if you could come out on the other side of that, it's fucking awesome because you just don't care. And it's like
Yeah.
you've been. The funniest thing about going through your worst fears is once you've been through them, you're like, man, I'm
still here.
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, dude, I've
I'm still
been through a lot-
standing.
Yeah.
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 Elton John said that.
Yeah, I've been through
Yeah.
a lot of my worst fears too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've been through that was like? Your
I mean, I
worst
got
fear?
arrested for selling weed. That wasn't fun,
Yeah.
and my whole life got turned
Yeah.
around. Like I
Wow.
got
3
yo-
black guys on the podcast.
Yeah, right. dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Were you in jail for it?
No, I almost went to jail. dude.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Did you
fun.
do any time like overnight? Anything?
I was in holding for like 5 hours.
Gotcha.
But I fell asleep, which I tried not to because I was. They're like, if you're guilty, they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
Tell you that in movies, like if
Right.
you're guilty, you fall asleep.
Yeah.
But I fell right to sleep, and they woke me up and were like, "You're out of here." You're
and
post-bond."
that turned your life around.
No, no. I mean, it did because I was in college and then I got expelled and I had no money because they had my bank accounts
Yeah.
and then I couldn't get a
Okay.
job. So
No
yeah, it
money,
turned my
no
life.
problems.
What?
No money, no problems.
Yeah.
All right,
it's
that makes
interesting.
sense because I was just gonna be like, yeah, I spent a night in jail once and it did nothing. For
No,
me.
I'm not. It
I
didn't.
wish it
didn't-
did.
I didn't
But
care.
getting expelled. Is
Yeah,
like
I didn't
a
care
big
about
thing,
being
yeah.
in jail. Actually, I was pretty prepared to go to jail. I wasn't happy about it, but I was like, I'm good. If I have to go to jail, I'm
Yeah.
going to jail.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we
it is
all have
what
to
it
do
is.
our bids.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm not a snitch, and I wasn't going to give them up my supplier.
Yeah.
And even if they were like, you're going, because the most I was going to jail was a year or two.
Yeah.
Which would have gotten knocked down for good, whatever.
The
But-
trick of when you go to jail, by the way, is find the biggest guy there
And suck
and
his-
suck his dick.
You're gonna suck his dick, dude. You think you're supposed to fight him? No.
No.
Hell yeah.
That'll
Every
be
once in a
way
while-
harder.
Every once in a while, I forget Alex is Italian, but then he's like talking about his like minor weed arrest, and he's like, I wasn't gonna snitch though.
Yeah. Oh,
Hell no,
merda.
dude. They offered numerous times. They said, you want to like talk to us? Because this will be way easier. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Damn.
talk to you. Well, it's because
You're
That
more
actually-
street than Tekashi 6ix9ine,
Well,
man.
Yeah.
this is the thing. So I've thought about this. Stephen Wolf tries to be like, you'd snitch if it was real. And it's like,
No, that's just because he would snitch.
Exactly.
In a second.
Stephen Wolf
Yeah.
is a snitch.
Him and his weird shirts, dude. He would snitch in 1 second.
Yeah, he would. But so this thing, dude.
I hate when people do that, when they like project how much of a pussy they are onto you.
Yeah. Well,
It's like you would lose a fight easily, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're a bitch. Don't tell me that. Like,
my whole logic is of course, let's put it this way. If I was selling heroin and the FBI showed up, it was like, you're going to jail forever.
Yeah.
Or you'd say some names. Okay, maybe, but this
Yeah.
is my point. I wouldn't sell heroin. So I'm not going to commit crimes where I have to snitch.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Exactly. And that's what I do. So a year of my life would have sucked, but I would have gone to jail. Like, it sucked, but I would have done it because it's like, that's my problem. I got caught. Why? If you get caught, accept the responsibility.
Yeah.
Like,
that honestly sounds like I was like getting in trouble for getting in fights and stuff. So there was
Yeah.
no snitching was never
Yeah,
like
no,
a
that's
thing.
not a big deal.
But no, if anything,
it's also
was,
bad karma, too. It's like, you got fucked, so you're going to use you're going to use someone else's criminality to like to replace it with yours, so you don't. No, fuck that, dude. And then, nah.
Yeah,
that's not
it's
for
just-
me. And
it's
yeah,
a
that
tough
is.
spot.
I guess that is. I've watched. You know what it is, too, dude? I am Italian, and I love the movie Goodfellas, and it
Yeah.
really does. It did fuck me up at the end of the movie when Henry Hill just betrays everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fucked up, dude. These are his boys, even though they're murdering scumbags. They're all scumbags.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but
They're all allegedly 21 during the movie.
Yeah, that's so funny. It's all actors who are 35 playing
Yeah.
like 20-year-olds.
It's
yeah,
like,
dude.
dude, I wouldn't have half the confidence
Yeah.
of them at 21.
Yeah.
Well, like, 21-year-olds were
I
built
was
different.
way too confident at 21. I don't know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Well, you were already shaving your chest then.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was.
You were shave your chest confidence.
I was shave my chest, nair my chest.
Nair your chest.
Nair my chest, shave my back.
Ay, Dios mío, papi.
Tan, long hair.
Rested in tan?
Yeah. Huh?
Rested in tan?
Rested in tan.
Yeah, man, I couldn't. I thought early on in my selling weed career, like, I was like, yo, I don't know if I like can retaliate the way people want me to in movie wise. Like,
Yeah.
if someone stole weed from me, it's like, I have to go beat this person up, dude. Like,
Yeah.
why do I have to do that?
I would give them a stern talking to. Like, I would be like, excuse me. Yeah, I'm Bobby. Yeah, that, excuse can you listen to me, please? Can you, and I'm not, can you turn the TV down at least? I'm trying to.
You're Artie Bucco when he goes to get the money from
Yes.
that French guy. He's like, oh, como se dice,
Yeah.
no message machine?
I actually.
And you get there and the guy's like, what do you want, man? I'm tired. And you're like, I'm talking here.
I'm talking.
I knew a guy who was a bounty hunter back
Oh, yeah?
in the day who had told me, because I was in college at the time when I was wrestling, and he had told me that when I graduated, if I was looking for a job, I could hit him up. But I was like, I got a security license and ended up doing just security, which is a lot safer than bounty hunting. But I guess there is an alternate universe where I could have ended up going into bounty hunting after college.
Dude, the sleeveless Matt Maran holding you down and being like, buddy, you're under arrest in 4 different states.
Yeah.
It's the one job where
It's
you're
so-
actually the most professionally dressed person.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, I don't think it was knowing that guy. I don't think he was like working with any legitimate legal force for
Yeah.
his bounty hunting. I think it was more of
It's
a
just like,
situation like yours, where you have someone selling drugs who doesn't want to beat someone up,
Right.
and they hire someone.
Outsource.
Dude, that's kind of cool, though.
I could have been
An
your
enforcer,
guy. Yeah. If anyone steals your weed, you could just call
Hell
me and I'll
yeah.
go beat him up for you.
Dude, so one kid, I only got beat twice when I sold weed, like weed taken from me, and
Yeah.
each time it was like an eighth. It's not even a big deal. Yeah. And the one kid, it was just like in the hood. He just came up to my car, opened my door, and like snatched it. He's kind of a thug.
Yeah.
And he just like bitched me for real. He was just
Yeah.
like,
I got no love for homo thugs.
well, he didn't take my money. He took the weed off my lap, and then he tried to make me give him my money, and I was like, I'm not giving you my money, and then he walked off. And that was that. But the other guy, it was just a kid I knew, and I gave him the weed, and he just drove off, and I was like, all right, I'll find you, and because I knew him, and like
Yeah.
I looked for him for a week. I found him, I think, 2 different times, and he just got away. Like I showed up to where he was, and he'd like booked because he found out I was coming. and I just got tired. I was like, I'm not. I was like, I
gotta go back to
dude,
school.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
I didn't get into this world just
Yeah.
because my competitiveness.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been a bad weed dealer because I would have, like, no matter what else any boss might ever want to do, I'm like, not until I find this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah, dude.
I would have never stopped.
I got so, dude. I like chased. He drove by my house one day. I saw him. I chased him in my car. Just couldn't find him after like
Although, actually,
following
if it's
him.
just an eighth, maybe you.
That's the thing too.
Okay,
It was
that
an
makes
eighth,
sense.
and then it was like me and my boys found out where he was hanging out. We found him. We went there. He just left because someone told him, and bitches. And then the other time, my friend was meeting up with him and was like, you should meet me here. And I was like, dude, I literally remembered he called me. I was like, dude, I have a dentist appointment right now. And he's like, you're really not going to come get your money? I was like, I literally have this appointment. Like, I have to get my teeth fixed. It's like, and then I sat there and was like, I'm not going to go look for this kid after. I'm like, if it was really this important to me, like, why would I would have canceled the dentist. And I was like,
if you had me, he would have need to get his teeth fixed.
Matt Maran, the enforcer.
Yeah.
Fun fact. Well, okay. Sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that because I actually don't even care anymore, but the kid's dead. He died.
Oh,
Car
dude,
accident.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Died
And
in a
it
car
sounds like he
accident.
was an upstanding citizen.
Sounds like you had,
Stealing weed. Yeah.
if you didn't catch up to him, but karma did.
Yeah, see? There's another thing. And that's how I look at it is like if I snitched, maybe I'd get in a car accident and die because
Yeah.
God was like, we don't like rats.
Yeah.
Because God's Italian.
Yeah.
Well, he's Jewish, but you know. Yeah, man. No snitching.
No snitching.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
It's
it.
it's the only rule of the Yes
No
Events
stitches,
podcast.
fuck bitches, no rubbers.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually-
no. Use rubber.
That-
Yeah.
See, Bobby likes rubbers, dude. He loves them. He loves a
Not
good
into
rubber.
it.
You're not. You're not. You don't.
Well, back
Do you
to what
just
we were saying
spray and
before.
pray like I do? Where it's like I hope this
I
girl's
pull
not
out.
lying to me.
I'll pull out. But
No,
The
not like that. I
pre-cum
mean-
has sperm in it.
Yeah,
Matt.
we mean like if you're getting down, are you like, do you need me to, or do you just like, I'm a bit, all I do is my biggest thing lately has been like pull pants off. If the girl, I then am like, hey, are we good? And if the girl's like, yeah, that's all I need.
that's where I am.
Yeah, you're there
Well, also
too,
my
but
thing is
Bobby,
from what we were saying before is with the condom, I'm not as good.
we've all talked.
That's
We're
more
80%.
That's more what it is.
Well,
No.
no.
I'm
I
just
will.
not going to be as comfortable, so I won't be as likely to please with the condom.
Well, I
on.
can-
I go back to, by the way, I should, because we were telling an anal story before you got here, Matthew.
Yeah.
I'm at 80% when I first put the condom on.
Oh, but when you get back in,
when I'm
right?
back in the pussy,
What about the guy who's fucking you in the ass?
see, that's a little more complicated.
Okay.
You know.
Or you told a different anal story.
A different
I got
Another one
news
you told
for
me
you.
off air.
No, the one that
That means
I
you're gay.
made you promise you would never talk about
Oh,
publicly.
Okay, right, yes. Are you
Is
an
this
ass
why locker room talk is no longer?
It's why it came to an end.
Are you a butthole guy?
No, so we talked about this too. I'm not
Before
an
I
anal
got
guy.
here?
I'm not an anal guy.
I dream of entering the brown eye, Matthew.
does.
Never have.
I try. Well,
What about
I won't retell the story for the folks, but I had the opportunity, but I was unable to take it.
Okay. Yeah.
What about have you ever stuck your face
Yes.
in one? Yes.
Oh,
Same.
I love to lick an asshole.
Yeah. Well, so I've had only positive experiences going in there.
Yeah.
I've had negative experiences like seeing something from a distance where I'm like, I'm not doing that with you because you don't maintain. I've told this on the again, sorry guys, a million times, but there was a girl, the only girl I really like did it with a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know how she cleaned it and got it so it was like porcelain in.
Okay.
I mean like in her ass to the point where I would go like deep in her ass with my tongue, but it got to the
Yeah.
point where I was like,
Searching for gold.
honestly, like I didn't want to. It was just how clean is this girl go? And let me tell you,
Great
never
game show.
tasted one thing once.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
shout out to her, even
Yeah,
though she hates me and has blocked me.
I enjoy eating ass. I had a girl give
Eating
me
ass
a-
and taking names.
Yes, eating ass and taking names, baby.
Name of the pot.
Yeah, I had a girl do it to me once. She was like into doing that. and
Yeah. This girl was
offered-
too.
yeah,
Shout out.
offered it.
She ruled, dude.
And I felt it'd be rude to say no. And,
Your mother
and then-
raised you right.
Yeah, and I've been with the girls
Really?
before. Yes, I was with the girl once who she really liked receiving anal.
Okay.
And part of the reason I think we stopped seeing each other was this is going to be oversharing.
That's fine, man. This we do a lot of that in this podcast.
Size wise, it was not working.
Okay.
Oh, this is a great Matt
I'm
Marin
sorry.
story. So this girl was like, please fuck me in the ass, but like the thing is, my dick was too big.
It's
Too big for her little pussy.
it just.
But afterwards, like when she broke it off, she was like, Matt, I just want to start off by saying you're the best I've ever had or will ever have. But unfortunately, you're just too handsome and funny and tough for me to be in a relationship with.
I shouldn't have told the story. But yeah, because for me, the times I've done anal, it feels mostly just like lube because I have to use lube. Yeah,
We've talked. We didn't have lube these times.
I
so
had Vaseline.
you couldn't break the seal.
I mean, I haven't been with a girl with a big enough ass. So maybe I've been with girls with tiny assholes. That's true. I don't.
That's a
maybe,
good thing, though.
My dick may not be that big. I just have girls with. Also, that's setting the bar way too high now. I don't want to do that either.
You're like, you match with a girl. You're like, sorry, I just want to get this out of the way. How big is your asshole?
Let's go.
She's
big,
like, my
yeah,
ass.
Yeah.
No, your
big,
asshole.
We'll say big for a Jew. How about that?
Yeah, 'cause
Is that a stereotype I'm unaware of? Jews have
small
tiny
dicks.
assholes.
No, it's not small dicks.
dude.
You're at the meeting. They're like, I haven't heard that one, but
Yeah.
as long as it's a negative stereotype.
Yeah. I was, I don't think I've told this story in a while because it doesn't make me look good. So, okay, I did the other one. Now I'll do this one. The first time I ever had anal sex with a girl, it was, so I was in college during the summer. I was working at a supermarket. My coworkers was this dude who was talking about after we're closing. He's talking about how awesome anal is.
Okay.
And I had never done it before. And then that fall, I was out on some weekend wrestling. Meet up with a girl after. Actually, met up with it was me and another wrestler at the bar and 3 girls.
Hell
and
yeah,
me
dude.
and the guy each leave with the girl.
Hell yeah.
I
Even
come
one
back-
of them sitting at the bar,
Yes.
just like.
Oh, we'll get to what happened with her.
Okay.
That's the one I had anal sex with for the first time.
Damn.
You
we'll
negged
get
her,
to
dude.
yes, like I said, I don't look good in this story. I was like 20, and I hooked up with that girl. Then I went back to the bar because I was gonna meet up with the guy who was my ride back. And I get back to the bar. He's not there yet, but the third girl is.
Yeah.
And she's very upset. And she's very drunk at this point. And,
As they get.
And we
when they're
were
upset.
friendly, so I started talking to her, and she said that she was very upset that we chose the other 2 girls and not her.
Oh.
And I was trying to cheer her up, and she like grabbed my arm. She said, "I'll do anything she did."
Damn.
And I
all right.
said she did anal, which she didn't. But
Damn.
I wanted to try anal for the first
There you go.
time.
There you go, dude.
So we went back to the same motel.
Yeah,
that I had
wow,
just done her
dog,
friend
Matt.
in.
You're a fucking dog, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Damn.
I'm glad you think that makes me look good. I feel terrible about doing that to
it's
someone.
Not. So the thing is, you just lied, and that's
Yeah.
not. You didn't lie to get laid. You just
Yeah.
lied about what happened before.
Yes.
That's not. That might be. That's
I
under
just
the
admit-
umbrella.
did-
That's under the umbrella of scumbaggery.
Yes,
but it's
okay.
not. There's nothing.
I'm not a
bad.
rape- I'm not a
No,
rapist,
not at all,
yeah.
dude. That's that girl. You.
It was over
you-
10 years ago. Statute of limitations.
No, dude, it's not even that. It's literally you. You played your hand. You played the cards she didn't know you had.
Right.
Is what it is. So
I'm not a rapist. I'm a good poker player. Your Honor.
Exactly.
I'm just a good poker player.
It'd be like if what should I call it? You'd be like if a girl. It's the same thing. If a girl was like, if the last girl didn't give you head and you wanted head, and she's like,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever she did. She'd be like, she gave pretty good head.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
It's
We did
manipulation.
stop-
but
we did stop on the way home to pick up lube because I had never done it before.
There you go.
And she did it. I just had heard that you would need lube. Here's the twist. Later on, that guy at the supermarket who talked about how great anal was came out as bi.
Oh, there you go. Classic.
Fucking no wonder he liked it so much.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Yeah, dude. The first time, like, I don't know what position were you in when you got your butt eaten the first time? Were you like,
Oh, I've never gotten my buddy.
oh, you never?
No, I'm
You?
a butt
Yeah,
munch,
it was,
as it
I
were.
was getting head and then she went
Goes down. Yes,
Yeah.
me too. And I even thought I was like, yo, there's definitely dudes who just like flip over for it.
No,
but I was like, I
can't
I couldn't.
Yeah, I
like,
couldn't do that.
I couldn't look forward and think
Baby
about
made
it.
a mess.
Yeah, because I've definitely, when the girls started going down, I was like this. I was like, my face was like, no. I was like almost like relieved.
See,
I was
I'm
terrified.
so ticklish, dude. I'm worried I
I
would
was
accidentally
laughing.
kick her
I
in the
started
face.
laughing so hard,
And I
dude.
feel like there's no manly way to. I feel like when
There's
when
none.
you flip over, I feel like you'd almost have to like shimmy your ass in
Yeah,
the air.
you have to
Ew,
be like a twerking girl.
Yeah,
you know
who
what I
would
mean?
ever? What woman would ever be turned on by
Yeah,
a man
dude.
doing that?
I'm not a fan, and that I also didn't like. It's bad enough. I don't know. I didn't want her like to be completely dominated. Like she probably pushed my cheeks up and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've told this story on another podcast before, but the girl who was really into giving rim jobs was like a former religious girl
Of course,
who
dude.
was like rebelling against it, and
She would say the sign of the cross with her tongue.
yes. She, I met her. I had hooked up with a friend of hers back when I was wrestling on shows in Pennsylvania, so I knew her. We had each other's numbers. She reached out to me when she was in New York. I think
On Rumspringa.
No, it wasn't one of the Amish girls I hooked up with. Bobby knows too
Go
much
with the
about
Amish
me.
chick.
I've hooked up with an
Oh,
Amish girl
hell
too.
yeah, dude.
I was wild back in the day.
Matthew, this feels like I'm on a horse carriage.
Matthew, I've churned butter, but never like this.
Yeah, I had a big hope. Late teens, early 20s. Dorky, skinny kid didn't get attention from girls. All of a sudden, in shape, girls wanted to hook up with.
I'm going through that right now, dude. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I could be sluttier.
Yeah. But anyway, so this girl is up in New York. She's now not religious anymore, and we started hooking up. And after a few months, and she's like really into wanting to go down on me. I remember telling my brother about it, and the nickname we gave her was the Keester Bunny
The Keester bunny.
because of how much she liked ass
Oh,
play.
okay. Sorry, I was looking at that level.
And
But you were the one hunting for eggs.
There you go. And then she broke up with me. I didn't know a breakup was coming. I was invited over to her place that night. I
Hell
walked
yeah.
in, and it was her and a dude who was like 25 years older than her,
Oh
30
my
years
God,
older than her,
dude.
who was her fiance, who
Hell
I
yeah.
did not know about.
He's got a
Oh
big
my God.
beard.
Who he worked? He's not Amish, but he was an older Christian.
In my
He
mind,
wasn't- yes.
in my mind, he's Amish.
He older Christian man, kind of looked like a Josh Hartnett.
Okay,
A
all
little
right,
bit
all right.
like
Handsome
older-
man.
Like older, handsome, religious guy,
Cool,
button-down shirt. So she sits down and like talks and he does most of the talking. He's like 30 years older than her. They're engaged, and he talks all about like how she's strayed away from her faith and now she's come back. And they were like trying to convert me almost also. And like
Wow,
try and
dude.
get me around. I was just like,
And you were like, how do I turn this around?
yeah.
It's like, sir, you know what
yeah.
they don't talk about in the Bible? A devil's threesome.
That was also in like my first year or so doing stand up, and I was like, I only really had one-liners when I first started. So I did like a grizzly pear mic the next day and just told that story. It was like one of the first stories I ever did on stage because I was just like, there's no way I can't not talk
Right.
about this. This is like too wild of a thing that just happened to me.
I get it, dude. That is insane, bro.
Yeah. It's one of the I've not making myself look good here either. I've been the other guy a lot. That was one of the times I didn't know there was another guy at least though.
Yeah, what can you
I felt
do?
okay about that
Matt
one.
revels in being the paramour.
I don't revel in it, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, dude. I'm the same, dude. If opportunity
not
arises,
me, if not
yeah.
me, they're gonna cheat with someone
Yeah,
else.
dude. Yeah, dude. I put this under being a noble degenerate, which
Yeah.
I consider myself to be.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't fuck one of my friend's girlfriends,
Yes,
but
I would
I will
not.
fuck anyone else's girlfriend I don't know. Like I don't know them. Why? It doesn't matter to me. It's not my problem.
It depends on how well I know them.
No, of course. Well,
I
that's what I mean.
generally
dude.
haven't done it in like my social circle.
No, of
there's
course, it's silly.
There's some DMs I get now from girls who I know their boyfriends, and it's like I don't know why you're doing this.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
won't tell, but it's still like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pursue it necessarily either. But
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how much I like the girl and how much I don't care about
Yeah,
the guy.
well, that's what I mean, dude. If I don't know the guy, like
Yeah.
at any personal relationship, it's not my problem.
Yeah.
and it's something between them. That's not me. That I'm pretty.
Have you ever done it before?
What?
Been like hooked up with a girl who had a boyfriend that you knew had a boyfriend?
Not that I know of. That's the
Okay.
thing, though. So no, but I would. Immediately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care at all.
I've seen one specifically, but I think two, maybe another one that I've heard about that are now like married to the guy who they cheated on with me.
Dude, that's something.
Did you get invited to the wedding?
No, I did not. One of them like posts pictures on Facebook with her and her husband. That one I didn't know about though.
Yeah.
as an American, I feel guilty about this one because he was in the military and he was overseas.
Oh, you were
Oh,
Jody,
one of
dude.
those, dude.
I didn't know at the time, but we hooked up, and then I saw.
If you don't know, it's fine.
And then months later, I saw like a 2-year anniversary post. And about how I can't wait for you to come back and all. And now they're married and post wedding photos. They just had a kid, and I'm like, Jesus,
Dude, if you can't, you definitely can't date a girl she cheated on you with, because
like she cheated on their guy with you.
yeah, with you.
Well, if she'll cheat with you, she'll cheat on you.
Yeah, dude.
I disagree.
The craziest, no, but think about, like, someone told me this once, and I thought about it, and I really thought about all the girls I've dated.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of chicks the way you meet them, which is insane. When you think about it, you're like, oh my God, that's so true. Like, that's because they meet people the same way. So just think about like that. If you meet someone who's cheating on their boyfriend with you, like you just said, it's
It
most
can
likely
happen, but I don't.
Damn, slut.
Yep. Or
Real talk.
hell yeah, some real shit. And just
These blacks.
I think it's possible, but I don't think it's true necessarily because I think it depends on what the reason is they're cheating on the person with you is.
okay, I'll give you that.
Because it could be that they're in an abusive relationship.
True. There's a few
And
white
there's
ponies out
people
there. Yeah,
who've
yeah.
been in multiple abusive relationships or even emotionally abusive relationships.
I'll
They're
give you
just-
that. I'll give you
they're
that.
with somebody who, for whatever reason, they don't belong with. They feel trapped for some reason, and they just haven't been with a person like the next person they find. And
Makes sense.
There are people who will cheat until they find the person who they don't cheat on.
Maybe.
This is Matt on his wedding night. Yeah, he's like, these are my vows. I'm pretty certain. I'm almost positive.
The thing too with how you meet people is how you lose them usually too. It's like it's more like circumstantial, like you said. Like a lot of girls I've met at like bars or something.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh
that's-
my God, let's go.
I
back
mean,
to
for
your
the
place.
last like 10 years doing comedy,
Exactly.
that's like
what
everything.
happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I don't know. I try to avoid that now. Like if I meet a girl out and it's like way too easy, I'm like, oh, not that I'm like I'm not like, oh, that's the ick. I'm just like, oh, I have to be aware of this
Yes.
because I met her and we were both being slutty. So like
Yeah.
that means this girl and I could get in an argument one night. She could go out and get slutty because that's kind of what happened. That's what happens with me a lot.
Even
So-
I know that I don't actually know them that well yet.
too.
It's just I've been in enough bad relationships that I do meet a lot of the Bobby. You got to go. Or-
We're about to wrap it
Oh,
up
we're about
anyway.
to-
so-
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
'Cause we're over.
Okay.
You came
Yeah.
sooner than we thought you would,
Okay.
and it's almost to the time you have to leave,
Nice.
so it's kind of perfect.
Cool. But yeah, I dated a lot of bartenders over the last like 10 years or so, and
What an entitled bunch, huh? Jesus.
Here's the thing I noticed: they're all not like most bartenders.
What do you mean? You're the one.
That's just what they say.
Oh yeah,
They're all like, a lot of bartenders are like these dumb girls, but me, I actually was pre-med or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's like strippers, except I used to bounce at a strip club.
Yeah.
I actually thought the strippers were more realistic. At least the
Yeah.
ones who I met, they were more down to earth. That was like the stereotype of, oh, I'm actually in med school. The strippers who I knew and would like talk to, maybe they talk to the customers differently than the security.
Yeah.
But the bartenders I've always seen more delusional than the strippers.
Dude,
I know.
most women I've met who bartending are because they get so much they get over attention.
Yep.
And they really think that they're like the star of a movie, and it's like you're.
And that's
fine.
also
It's fine.
why,
Whatever, dude.
And that's been my advantage with hooking up with, at least, if that's your goal is to hook up with bartenders, is they're talking to people all the time because it's their job. And just if you're a comedian, like you're just more interesting to talk to
Yes,
than 99%
exactly.
of the random bar patrons that they're going to see.
Yeah. Bartender, bar wenches, dude.
And also, that's why I, not that it's worked out necessarily, but I think bartenders over dating comics because.
Oh yeah,
Because-
never date
yes.
a comic. It's the worst
Because
you know how cool they are for a week.
Yes.
They turn out to be a fucking nut.
There have been right now.
Talk
there's-
about talk about people who literally think they're the center of the
Oh,
universe.
that too.
dude.
But
oh my god,
I just mean as far as if the fallout is bad, or even if it's no breakups fully good.
No, of course not.
But so there are certain bars I may not. All right, take care, Bobby.
Bobby Sheehan, everybody's got to go. He got plugs earlier.
But yeah, there are bars where I've been invited to like friends' birthday parties at certain bars, and I'm like, well, we'll see how this goes if this person still works here or whatnot. There's certain bars that for a period of time I either can't go to, don't want to go to, or shouldn't go to.
Yeah.
But it's New York City. It's the East Village.
Yeah, you'll
definitely for a while I was like, fuck, like every other block in the East Village is a bar that I can't go to.
There's a turnover.
But not only is there a turnover, there's also still so many other bars.
That's
if
just
I
one
couldn't
neighborhood.
go to the stand
Hell yeah.
because of it, that'd be a
fuck
problem.
no.
Even though there's also multiple, it still was better in New York. I was in Toronto a couple months ago, and a couple had just broken up, and there's 15 comics. There were 3 places to get up. I was there for one night, and it was a shit show because of the one breakup. In New York, people break up, and then I can't go to Brooklyn open mics anymore. I'm like, well, you'll probably get better at comedy now.
Yeah, so true, dude. So
but
true.
either way, it's like even if you couldn't go to the stand, you can go. There's still places.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good as a comic if there's any place you can't go.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as, a bar I can't go to. There's 100 others.
Yeah, I've the comic for a little while. Like we keep running into each other.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, but it is annoying, but I don't like her. Does that like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't have feelings for her the way she still thinks I do. Like but it is what it is.
I've had falling outs with comics before. I haven't ever dated or hooked up with a comic before.
I tried not to.
Yeah, it's come close a few times. I mean, in general, I've always said hooking up with coworkers is a bad idea.
Yep, it is.
But almost every job I've ever had, I have hooked up with
hooked up with coworkers, yeah.
Or someone close. I worked at a Starbucks, and I hooked up
Pizza
with
place.
I hooked up with some regular customers when I was at
That's
Starbucks.
customers is cool. That's fine.
They were regulars.
No, it's not. It's not, but it is. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like cool, but then like
they're only coming once a day, tops.
Yeah, but it's still an awkward interaction.
sure.
Or they're just not there anymore, and the other people working there are like, whatever happened to that person? Why don't they come in anymore?
They could figure out when you work there and not too, though.
Yeah. Well, also, I worked at a Starbucks like in Midtown where there was one across the street on either side, so it was very easy to just go to the one across the street.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But yeah, I think it's come close a few times with comics. And just hasn't happened. And most of the time, in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, it's better that it didn't.
Yeah, man. I
still wouldn't say never to it.
True. I said never, and then it was kind of thrown at me one night, and I was like,
yeah.
Well, I'm not going to not do this.
Yeah,
Looks
for
like
the
a good
right
time.
girl, I wouldn't. I think if
Definitely.
if
I'd throw it away for one or two
If
of
I
them.
just say like, I'll never hook up with the comic, it's like, what? You're just in your head eliminating an entire group of people that are in your life.
Well,
I feel like that's just limiting for no reason.
Dude, I talked to
I would have to get to know them before I would ever do.
Yeah,
anything.
I actually talked to Gorman about this because, as you know, he
Yeah.
dates him and Kelly
Yeah.
are together, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, you just got to date someone who's not a dumb bitch."
Yeah,
But the other thing too, I realized
there's so many dumb bitches in comedy.
so many, dude, so many. And what I realized though is, I don't want to date a comic, but if I met someone who I genuinely enjoyed spending time with, I'm not going to let the fact that they do comedy get in the way, because I've already. Again, I've literally banged a comic. We're not banging anymore. It can be awkward, but it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. We're both adults. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even be best friends again one day.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It is interesting. Well, I guess last thing that a lot of like all the people I date who are in comics, a lot of times the thing that breaks us up is the fact that I'm doing comedy and they don't quite understand it.
Or, dude, well, then I was going to say I have this, and then on the other side, I dated someone who started doing comedy after we dated.
I had that happen, actually.
And it's like, that sucks, but it is what it, again, it's like.
Mine wasn't a dumb bitch, though. I dated someone who met her on Bumble and went on a few dates, and then they later started doing comedy.
That's different. I dated someone for a full year. They never did stand-up. They were terrible at improv. They did like one class every month, and they were terrible. And then when we broke up and I moved on, they tried to invade my life by doing stand-up, and they still do.
Oh, to invade your life.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
this person did it and is still
doing.
This person who I date is still doing it, and we're really cool now.
I wouldn't be shocked if you get booked by this person in the near future just for being on this podcast.
I have in the past, and I've booked that. I booked them on Fight Club, and they've booked me on their show. Yeah, we're like totally
really,
cool.
Really bad at Fight Club, by the way. I saw it. Yeah, you're not saying nothing. I seen the comments too. Anyway, shout out to that twat. Anyway, Matt, I don't want to talk about that anymore. But if If you want to keep talking, we can, but we usually clip it around here. So,
go
plugs,
ahead.
my
Yes.
friend. I'm sure people watching know who the fuck you are, but let them know again.
We got Comedy Fight Club, the Roast Battle Show, every Sunday night. If you're in New York City, live every Sunday night, 9 p.m. at Room 52. If you can't make it out to New York, youtube.com/Comedy Fight Club. Watch full episode streaming every Thursday night. They're up for 6 weeks. This week's episode, Alex Tomaselli is on. One of the battles, and that's at Comedy Fight NYC on Instagram. I'm at Real Matt Maren, and the Buff Boys podcast. Me and Joe Gorman.
Yes, the man. He's been on a bunch. He's a very funny man. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Yes Offense podcast. Follow me at Silly Selly. Follow. I said it prematurely. Follow the Instagram at Yes Offense podcast. That'd mean a lot. Subscribe on YouTube. Numbers are going up. Write a review on iTunes if you don't mind. Please, somebody do that. Give it 5 stars. I don't care if you write that I'm gay. Just give it 5 stars. And November, God damn it, November, I believe it's 19th or 18th. And I always do this, and it's pissing me off.
It's a week before Thanksgiving.
It is November 19th.
There you go.
St. Mark's Comedy Club, 9 o'clock. Me and Brandon Ledesma, I do that all the time. Brandon Ledesma doing Cottonmouth Comedy Show. Come through. A lot of funny people on it. Sean Mullins, Sarah Barnett, Brittany Ledesma, Sherry.
You got a Brandon and a Brittany Ledesma
right,
on the show?
they're related.
Yeah.
And I forgot Sherry's last name, but she's
Sherry
fucking...
Soprani. I know Sherry.
She's,
Lesbian girl?
Yeah, she's
Sherry
the best,
Soprani.
dude.
She's
so
awesome.
fucking funny,
Yeah.
dude. And Saturday, November 25th, Portland, Connecticut, I'm doing my show, Yes Offense Comedy Show, at Concentric Brewing Company. Please come out to that. It's a great time. Matt, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. And guys, check out Bobby. I know he plugged earlier, but very funny dudes. You guys will be back. This is a great time. Thanks, my guy.
Thank you.
Peace, nerds.